to record this now because I will forget. It's what I do. So if somebody can just remind me every time, and don't be like, I don't want to be annoying. Be like, please tell me to record because. Okay. How's everybody feeling? I love that song. Like, it might be one of my ultimate hype songs. Like, just this reminder that every single day we wake up and everything up here is going to try to talk us out of doing what we're here to do. And the closer we get to our heart and our soul desire, what our soul is going after, the closer we get, the harder it feels. Because on the other side of it is liberation. On the other side of it is freedom. On the other side of it is everything that we've been desiring. And so there's this more resistance than ever. Because your mind is like, can we really let this happen? So I listen to that song often because it pulls me out in those moments to remind myself who I am. So use it. I'll share this playlist with you. Mel and I were joking, both of us used to be spinning instructors. So like a playlist for me, yeah, right. It's so good. So anything I could turn into a playlist, like this is, I'll share with you my hype playlist that gets me going because I'm here alongside of you. And every step we take to become more and more who we are, to remember who we are, it peels off layer after layer after layer, and every layer actually feels more vulnerable. You would think that it would feel harder in the beginning. And a lot of times it's like, oh, because you're getting closer and closer to your heart. And how can I share my heart with somebody? Because if they don't like my heart, then they don't like me. And that feels like a nightmare. At least it's been my nightmare. Except for it's not. It's okay. People don't like you today, so they're not going to like you later either. So first thing as we go in, I asked you ladies a couple of questions. I want to just give like a couple minutes. I want to really honor your time this morning and hope to make this the best hour of your, well, not the best hour of your day nor your week. I hope this just kicks off best after best after best. And tonight's a full moon. Didn't even plan that. So we'll talk about that at the end. If I forget, bring me back because there's a good chance I will. So I asked you a couple of questions. What is it that you desire? What is it that you started this year out with? Where are you? Where are you honestly at? Are you on your way there? Do you feel like you've lost your way already? Where are you at? Does anybody want to share anything that came up for them in those couple of questions that I threw in the Facebook group? Feel free to just unmute yourself.
I'll go.
Thank you.
So my health goal, I have a bunch of different goals, but I know my health goal is right on track. Like I said, I was going to lose 5 pounds this month, and I did lose 5 pounds this month. So that was awesome. And I had this business goal that I was going to like be more consistent and do all the things. And I've done some of the things, but I've definitely not like lived up to what I had planned to be doing. And instead I like took January to plan, and I'm not much farther in the planning phase than I was before.
Good. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you for sharing. We will dive into, and I'm sure all the things that we're going to talk about today will kind of help understand parts of this for you and bring it together. If anybody else does want to share, before you share, I want to bring something up that is so important to me, and it's going to be important to this container, and I will bring it up over and over, is to stop judging yourself. In this moment, And the rest of it. Do not judge. Thou not judge. That's what I want your mantra to be, because the moment that you begin to judge is the moment you begin to tune out. The moment that you start to think, am I doing this right or wrong? Should I say this? Should I not? Is this good or is this bad? You get so focused on what you're doing and how you're doing it that you stop doing it. You just stop. You're like, and we've all done this, right? Like, and it's so funny. Like, one of the things is, even we may go into a couple of guided meditations. We might go into some visualization. I don't know where I'm going to get pulled. We'll see what happens. And if the moment you sit there and go, I think I'm doing it wrong. She said I'm supposed to be here, but I'm here. I need to get back. Like, you're done. You're done. Come out. Because you are exactly where you need to be. And I used to do this, and this is why I'm bringing this up. I've had so many moments. I was actually doing a call with a one-on-one client about letting go of judgment. And in the middle of it, I was judging what was happening. I was like, wow, that was a good mirror for me. And so allow yourself. It's one of the ways. Judgment is one of the 8 root causes of fear. And it is one of the ways that it keeps your ego keeps you stuck, and it keeps you in that fear state. So just be here. Make the commitment not to judge yourself for the next hour, for anything you say, for anything you feel, for anything that you bring up, for any thoughts that you have. If it pops up, just believe that what you are experiencing is perfect. It is perfect, absolute perfection. And that will get us so much further in this journey. So you may leave here and be like, I didn't get anything from that. Oh, that would be really hard on me. Or you might be like, I did the meditation wrong. Or you might think to yourself, I'm crushing it, right? Just be with it. My ask of you is to not try to conceptualize what I'm saying. Don't take notes. But Stacey, how am I going to remember what you say? You don't have to. This does not have to be conceptual for it to be powerful. And the reason for that is because you already know everything I'm about to say to you. It is deep within your soul already. All I'm here to do is help you remember so that that inner wisdom can come out to play. That's it. So the reason you don't have to write it down is because it's already there. And the pieces that want to come out to play are going to come out to play. And that might be one thing this month and another thing next month and one thing in this minute and another thing in the next minute. You don't know when it's going to land. You don't know when it's going to hit. That's the fun. So look at it that way. Allow that. Okay. So now that is said, does anybody else want to share? Amy, lay it on me, babe.
Crushing it on my work goals. Less so on my, well, I want to say my health goals, but really, if you take a layer deeper than that, it's being vulnerable just in my life. And so because I am not actually feeling like I'm doing that well, my health goals are kind of sliding, right? Like I'm eating for a little bit of comfort or just not taking the walk because I'm just
you know, sometimes sounds are the best things we can put to something.
Yeah.
There's a frequency. It's like, I don't know the words. And sometimes when we get too caught up in the words, we actually miss out on the feeling. So I love the fact that Amy just put a sound to how she felt, because it's like, I got no explanation. It's just bah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. It's perfect. Thank you, Amy, for sharing. Anybody else? And it's okay if you don't. You know, sometimes we can think we're crushing something or like we're doing really well. Like this whole vulnerable thing Amy brought up, I can like think I'm doing really well with that. until my husband like calls me out. And he's like, I'm like, oh, I thought I had made so much progress. But it's not that you haven't. It's just that there's more work to do. And that's okay. That's okay. So again, I want to honor time. And when things started flowing about this topic, I kind of couldn't stop. So I want to make sure that we get into it. However, I want it to be more potent than quantity. So we'll see how far we get. I believe we're going to get through it all because we control time. So here's what actually sprung this. I was flying one day and I thought to myself, I was sitting there and I was so blissful. And I was like, I get in these vortexes on an airplane. And I was looking out the window and I was flying into Chicago and I was watching all these planes line up to come in, which I've never experienced. I've never seen. There was like 50 of them, like getting ready. And we're all like getting in line and coming in, getting in line. I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. But anyway, what came up for me was I used to hate flying. What happened? How am I sitting here loving every moment of this experience, not thinking there's so many planes coming, how am I not going to crash into one? And thinking to myself, wow, this is amazing. The logistics of this is crazy. The thing is, I would love getting someplace and hate the entire journey there. Can we all resonate with that? Whether it be flying or anything else. I used to be impatient, tense, antsy. From the moment I booked a flight until the moment that I stepped off that plane, I was an anxious mess. So, but now I can see the beauty in all of it. I love getting to the airport early and going to the Delta Sky Lounge and getting my food and my drink. I love taking my little travel mug, getting my iced coffee that I'm going to enjoy on the plane the whole way. I love how every time I travel, I get better at it. I love being the happiest person in the TSA line, fucking everybody up. Like, can't break this one. Right? I love it. I love every aspect of it. I love the plane. I love being able to see the world from a different perspective. I love having hours of time to just do what I want to do. How often do we get that? And then we get on a plane and we're like, oh, what do I do with these hours of time that are just for me? Right? We just spend them all anxious. There's a vortex that I go into. There's a peace, there's a calm that I feel. I love the excitement that I have on my way to getting somewhere and being in no rush to get there. The whole experience is a vibe for me now. But that didn't just happen. And when I sat there with this feeling, I was like, how did this happen? I feel like there's got to be steps to this. Because I did not become this person overnight. I used to hate flying. And so the question that I started with in the very beginning, when I really wanted to make a change, was how can I create a different experience? One that I can enjoy from start to finish. So I'm going to repeat that. How can I create a different experience? Because it's a creation between you and God. You are creating it together. It does not just happen. I didn't just wake up one day and I was like, yes, I love to fly now. I don't know how that happened. And I say this all the time. Everything can come together overnight, but nothing happens overnight. So there was one day that I was sitting on a plane going, whoa, this is different. but it didn't happen overnight. And so the 5 steps, I was like, there's 5 steps to this. It's to decide, connect, challenge, take action, reflect, and refine. And I said those fast because I don't want you to even be able to write them down if you're trying. Is anybody trying to sneakily take notes? That would be me. I'd be like, this is a reminder for me too. So we're going to dive into each one of these. And what you may notice is that you've done this in your life before with anything that you have shifted. You've taken these steps. There's no way you couldn't have to create the experience that you want to create. So the first one, decide. Decide what you are creating and who you are becoming. Make a choice. Choose it. This is not working for me anymore. Or it's been great and I'm ready for a new experience, a different experience. Something that's even more expansive. Something doesn't have to be bad for us to want to change it. Right? They always say that, couples or anybody really that goes into whether it be coaching or therapy or anything like that, though you're going to get the most out of it when you aren't struggling. Right? And then people are like, why would I do that? Because then all of a sudden you're just struggling. Now they're bringing up all these issues that you have because we're more open. So it's the same thing. Just because something isn't bad in your life doesn't mean that you can't desire a different experience. Right? This is the difference between running away from something and running towards something. We run away in fear. We run towards something with love. And that'll be a huge essence of what we talk about. So I checked the time. I was like, what time is it? Already off track. Okay. I trust. So first things first, take out the I want and any sentence that you are, anything that you desire. I want to be healthier. I want more money. I want to, whatever it is, be in a committed relationship or whatever it is. I want. The very words, every word you speak is important because it is our voice. Anybody who has worked with me knows that your voice is the most powerful thing you have. Your throat chakra, when it is coming from the heart through the throat, this is how the world, God and all the things around starts to understand what you are creating. And so often we're so afraid to speak what we want, what we desire, what we're creating, that we never create it. But the voice, by saying I want, the very act of wanting something is working against you. What? I had to sit with that one for a minute too. Because what you're creating is what you say. So if you want it, you are creating more want. That's simple. I want more money, you're creating more wanting of money. Ugh, who really wants that? Nobody, right? So take I want out of your language. Starting today. Might be difficult. This is like when I had to take but almost out of my language. You'll not still hear me go, and it's very hard. Okay, so take the want out. You have to choose it. And by choosing it, you replace it with I am. The most powerful 2 words of our language of creating the life that you want, of making the shifts that you want, is I am. Who are you becoming? Who are you? Because it's not that you need to go find it. You just have to remember that you are already that. What are you creating? I am. It's not about what you want. It's about who you're becoming to get there. So I am. I'm love. I'm prosperous. I am a amazing partner. I am. This is not the time to be humble. Okay. I am healthy and full of energy. I am. Okay. Because when you decide, when you state these words, I am, they are becoming your truth. I am. And everything we have begins with a vision. Everything that you have created in your life has become from a vision. Everything that we see in our world, somebody had to think of before it came to life. Everything. So even the things we don't want, you still created them. Because you could see those more clearly. So I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, letting your belly expand, exhaling out of your mouth. Noticing anything that shows up in your body, taking a couple more of those deep breaths. And with each exhale, I want you to imagine letting go, pulling yourself back into this present moment, pulling yourself back into your body. Relaxing, relaxing each part of your body, your toes, your ankles, allowing your legs to be relaxed. Relaxing your hips and your abdomen. Relaxing your chest, your upper back. Letting your shoulders fall away from your ears. Letting your neck relax. Letting your jaw soften. Allowing that little furrow in between your brows to release. Pulling all of your energy and attention into your heart. Connecting the flow of energy from your heart through your throat into the middle of your forehead. Imagine a beam of white light connecting the two. And as you feel into your heart, you start to visualize the life you're creating. You see who you are in that moment. You simply allow the vision to become clearer, letting it come into full detail, noticing the colors, who you are, how you're dressed, noticing how you look, who's around you. What do you see? Allowing your heart to have a clear connection to your third eye. Hold that vision with a deep inhale. And an exhale as you sink into it. And then go ahead and open your eyes. To see, it's a powerful thing. And we can't stop there. Because the second step is to connect. It's to connect to the emotion, to the feeling that you have when you are standing in the middle of that vision. This is the piece. We have become so cerebral. Everything we do, we have figured out the mental body like no one else. I know what to think. I know how to think it. And we need to. We have to be able to think the right things. And we'll see how these play off of one another here in a minute. And if we want something to shift, we have to feel it. We have to get into our emotional body and start to shift it at an even deeper level. So I want you to go ahead and close your eyes again. Go back. Go back to that vision. What does it feel like when you are there? You are sitting in the middle of everything you have ever wanted. How does it feel in your body? What emotions come up within you? How does it feel? Pulling all of that energy back to your heart. Staying in that vision, connecting to the heart. And with each breath, allow it to expand. Imagine your heart growing. As you sit in the gratitude of what it feels like to be here. Whenever you feel complete, you can come back. Because here's the truth. I only speak the truth over here. You want what you want because of how you think it's going to make you feel. It has nothing to do with the thing. It's what you believe the thing will give you, how it will make you feel. So many people want more money, not because they need, not because it's like the money, it's because what the money will give them, what they can do with it, which transpires into a feeling. They want to feel free. They want to travel because traveling makes their soul catch on fire. These are the feelings behind what you desire, what you're creating, what you are. So we got to pull in the feeling. The feeling. And here's the most powerful piece of this puzzle. Is you can choose to feel that now. And then all of a sudden, when we feel it, whatever we were creating becomes us. It's like a magnet. Because you no longer need it. It is not coming from a place of desperation. You have already expanded and remembered who you are. So it's what does it make you feel? Connecting to that. Is it freedom? Is it peace? Is it calm? Is it love? Is it excitement, joy? What does it make you feel? Gratitude. So that's step 2. Feel it. Feel it. Step 3, challenge. Fun part. I'm just kidding. It's all fun. I'm a challenger. Can you tell? I like to challenge things. Challenge every perspective that you have created that is not in alignment with who you are choosing to become. Every single thing we do comes from a place of love or fear. Everything. There's no in between. You could try to be like, no, Stacey, there's like these things. It's like, no, every single one comes down to these 2 feelings. These 2 things is where all creation happens. We think the opposite of love is hate, but it's actually fear. Love and fear. That's it. If it brings you joy, happiness, expansion, it makes you feel expanded, gives you a sense of freedom, a feeling of gratitude, then it's coming from love. If you feel constricted, like you don't have enough, if you go into that lack mentality, if you sit there and worry and doubt and anxiety, anger, fear, doesn't mean you can't feel these things. Just know where they're coming from. Know what they're leading to, because the part of the human experience is getting to feel it all. We don't block out any of it. You know how all colors come together to create white light? All feelings and emotions come together to create a whole person, to create us in our wholeness. But know, become aware of every single thing you do. If the stories that you have created or have been created for you make you feel constricted, choose again. Seems so simple, but that's it. We choose again. Ooh, that one's not doing it for me. Choose again. So let's go talking a little bit about money, but this just happens to be what's coming up. If you think about, if you have debt, it's a word that constricts people to their core. Debt. That's like how we feel about it. Like when you think debt, what comes up for you? What are the words that come up with for you? What are the feelings that come up? Like just shout them out. What are they?
Strangled.
Strangled. Okay. Anybody else?
Well, I had used irresponsible.
Mel had used
That's what we talked,
irresponsible in the
yeah.
past.
Lack.
Lack. Okay. Good. Well, does anybody feel joy or happiness or gratitude when they see debt? No, constriction. So if your story is that debt is stopping you from living your life, that it is irresponsible, that you don't have enough of anything, help me understand how that story serves you. The thing is, it's not the debt that's stopping you. It's the stories that you have surrounding the debt. It is the perception of the debt that is stopping you. It is you looking at yourself and saying, I'm bad. I have debt. I am irresponsible. Do you hear the I am statements? I am not good. Because all the stories that I've been taught, that I have taken on around debt tells me that I fucked up. Okay. How do we choose a more expansive story? If you believe it's the debt, now the debt gets power over you. If you believe that it's your husband stopping you from doing something, now the husband gets power over you. Anything that gets power over you, you are now enslaved to. That's not freedom. That's the opposite of freedom. And you are freedom. Choose a more expansive story. No matter what this is, we could be talking about your health. We can be talking about your relationships. If you eat something like a cookie and then you think to yourself, I am bad. Really? That's not getting you anywhere. Because you're not bad. It's a cookie. My body has the ability to transmute anything I put in it. And I like cookies. That's expansive for me. So be excited about it. Wherever you're at, can we be more excited about where we're at? I know that it may not be your long-term vision, but it has been. You've wanted to be there, here, right here, forever. But now you want to be somewhere else. So I'm going to challenge you. People always say there's nowhere, like this is I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Exactly where I'm supposed to be. That's great. I'm going to ask you to go one step further. There's no place I'd rather be. Because I'm right where I'm supposed to be means I don't really like it, but I guess this is where I'm at. It's still not expansive, it's constricting. Well, this isn't in my hands, but I guess I'll just be here because the divine wants me here. No, God doesn't want you there. God wants you at your most expansive self so that you can do what you came here to do. But there's no place I'd rather be than right here in this moment, in the middle of this lesson, in the middle of this challenge, in this part of my life. Because I understand that it is a necessary part of my growth to get where I said I was going. If I say the words and I write the letter, I am prosperous. Guess what comes along with the letter? Every step that you need to take to become the person who is prosperous. So the challenges strike up. Things come about. So that you can start to believe that you are prosperous. Right? Don't just accept things for the way that they are. Love where you are at. See how different your life starts to feel. You have no money. Great! There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, Stacey, I can't say that. That's not true. I obviously want more money. You can't leave something until you love it. There's no place I'd rather be because it is going to make any step towards financial overflow that much sweeter. The person who is empty appreciates all. I will never forget our first trip to Guatemala. We built a house out of metal, 4 sides, roof, concrete floor. And these people could not have been more excited. And through my eyes, I was like, it's a steel box with a window. Easy for me to say. But for them, that was everything. And can we start to look at our life the same way? We don't have to be living in those circumstances to be able to appreciate every little thing that comes our way. To the person who has no money, finding a penny on the street is a goddamn blessing. You can live that way too. Pretend like you've got nothing and all of a sudden everything is so exciting. Everything is so exciting. Right? There's no place I'd rather be because without this experience, how would I be able to coach another person through it? I wouldn't. If I hadn't gone through these 5 steps over and over and over, and we'll continue to go through them, I wouldn't get to be here with you today. Believing in you and for you before maybe you believe in yourself. Because I know it's true. Because I've experienced it. I know that. And that only comes because I got to be excited about going through it. There's no place I'd rather be because the lessons that I am learning around the universal laws of abundance will serve me for the rest of my life. And they are part of a bigger plan for me. Man, I feel lit up about being broke. Right? But that's like, it's so simple. Because this is about being able to see it for what it truly is, without the stories that are constricting you. So accept all of it, love all of it, and then choose the next best action that is in alignment with who you are becoming. Make choices that are in alignment with who you want to be, while completely surrendering and showing so much appreciation for where you are. I'm gonna go over. Okay, we're doing great. We're doing great. All right. So last two. That one was a big one. This one, 5, 4, make moves, take action. Make moves, take action that would enhance the experience. For me, this was, I had to think to myself about flying. Did everybody forget we were talking about flying? How, from the moment I book a trip to the moment I land for my next adventure, how do I make it the most expansive experience I possibly can? Because I am someone who loves to fly. How do I act like that person? Only through action in the solar plexus right here. Only through action, the fire element of who we are, do we create transformation. So I am. Somebody give me an example. What's something that's come up for you? What are you? Tell me. Speak it. Who are you becoming?
You're so sassy. I am
Yeah.
the best version of me.
I am the best version of me. I love that. Okay. Perfect. So now you get to start taking action that is in alignment with that being. This is where we come up with an energetic mismatch, is what I like to call it, where our actions don't align with what we say. Right? We say we want more money and then we pass up a nickel on the street. You said you wanted more money. Nah, that's not good enough. I don't want that one. Every action you take needs to be in alignment with that person. So you pick up that gosh darn nickel and you celebrate the shit out of it. Like God just threw a freaking $1 million at you. Because it's not about the amount, it's about how it makes you feel. Amy heard this story. I paid with a credit card like 2 weeks ago at Walmart, and a penny shot out of the machine. I got a penny back from my credit card purchase. I was like a friggin' maniac. I was so excited. I was like, what is this? I paid with a credit card and I got cash back. How exciting. But it's about that. How excited can you be? So when Amy says, I am the best version of myself, and tomorrow morning, she wakes up and she hits the snooze because I just want a few more minutes of sleep. I don't want to take my walk. I don't want to do my rapé. I don't want to go deep in my personal development, whatever it is. And that is not in alignment with your best self. So you have to decide what those parameters are. But every single thing you do needs to come through this filter. If I say that I am healthy, what does that mean? What action goes aligned with that? And here's the thing. Don't think, just do. Top Gun advice. Stop thinking about it. Because if you don't think that you are creative, this will prove you very wrong. Because think about all the ways in which your ego has manipulated you to not do something that you wanted to do. I want to go paddleboarding. Oh God. Then I got to put the paddleboard on the car, and then I got to drive it to here. And by the time I do that, I'm going to need a snack. And then you fuck it. I'm not doing it. We are so creative. We will talk ourselves out of anything. It's fascinating. So, and bringing this back to human design, none of you, we are not meant to make decisions up here. This is when things get all fucked up. Your body knows. It will tell you. It's when the thought becomes involved that we get all jacked up. Right? So it's like you see somebody on the street, right? And you want to give them some money. And so you think to yourself, ooh, okay, I'm going to give them $5. And then you open your wallet and you're like, well, I only have $5. Well, what change do I have? What do I have this? You know what? I'm not going to give them anything because maybe I don't have enough. What? You just talked yourself out of helping somebody because you wanted to from just like this really kind place, because now all of a sudden you don't have enough. You don't have enough to give that person. And if you're telling your story that I am prosperous, it doesn't align. Your soul is guiding you always. It's your job just to listen. So, I was at this conference one time and the guy said, and it's so perfectly in alignment with everything that human design teaches, is if you want safety, go here. If you want success, follow your gut. Your mind will always lead you to safety. You'll be so cozy. You might be safe. Your gut is what's going to allow you to live, to feel different, to have whatever version of success it is that you have created. Act in accordance. And then lastly, reflect and refine. This is not a one-time deal. Reflect on what worked. Reflect on what didn't. How could it feel even better? Oh, I was like, Delta Sky Lounge. Whew, this feels good. Never sitting in a middle seat. Ha, that feels good. First class. Fuck yeah, I like this. Right? Like, how good, how much better can it get? Doesn't have to, we don't have to change it all at once. How do we keep making it better and better? How could I enjoy this even more? Then refine the process for next time. This is a continuous cycle. And a lot of times this is where we get jacked up, is we think we should go through something once and everything should be done. It's continuous. There's no destination. Once you see how things could feel even better, go back to the beginning again. Go back to the beginning with this mantra. How good can it get? How freaking good can it get? I just proved to myself that it can get good. Let's see how much better it can get. While I thoroughly enjoy where I'm at right this minute. You're not stuck in the same cycle. Remember, that's a very constricting story. And how many of us have said that story? Why do I keep coming back here? I don't want to deal with this again. Haven't I learned? Haven't I done the work? I get so frustrated Judgment, judgment, judgment. Love you, but you're judging yourself for how far you've come. And you think that everything should be different. You're not stuck in the same cycle. Because in a past cycle, you wouldn't even realize you're back in the cycle. You wouldn't even realize that. So you are just refining aspects of your life and creating and allowing them to become better and better and better every single time without taking away from how good they already are. Damn, that feels good. Damn, that feels good. Then we go back. I'm gonna choose again. All right, this is good. But I'm gonna choose again. I'm gonna choose again. And then I am going to connect to what it feels like. And then I'm gonna challenge and I'm gonna take action and then I'm gonna refine it again. It is not a punishment to be back. It is an opportunity to have even more growth in a singular area. My relationship's been one that I've been growing in. Whoo, shit, let me tell you. And the amount of times, if I was not careful, that I would go back to, we're here again. Nah, we're deeper this time. Let's go. It's never going to be the same. It's never the same cycle because you're not the same person as the last time you went through that. Especially if you keep going through each and being so aware of these different steps and where you're at. Ah, I see it. I can feel it. If I'm not there yet, well, maybe my actions aren't actually in alignment. Let's take a closer look. That's where I want to be. So let's put it very, very simply. I'm a little late. Okay, you guys can leave if you want, but simply, spirit. Your spirit has a soul desire, something that you want to create. And then thought. There are different thought patterns or pathways that can get you there. There are ones that are going to get you there, and there are ones that aren't. Well, they will, just might take a lot longer. So what are you going to choose? What are you going to choose? How are you going to choose the more expansive story? How are you going to choose to act in love? Body, mind, spirit, mind, body. Body carries through the action of the thought. Yes, Amy. Oh, you're leaving. Okay, go for it. So that's it. And the thing about mind, body and mind is that they work they coexist together. Your soul is going to keep the same desire, but then mind and body are co-creating all the time. So sometimes in order to change the way we think, we have to change the way we act first. Until you do it so many times that your thoughts catch up. Oh, I guess she is. I guess we are that. She keeps doing it, so clearly we must be that. Or why would she keep doing that? And vice versa. So work with them together, right? But sometimes we have to act first. If we cannot get our minds to catch the fuck up, we're going to have to act. How would the person that I'm becoming, how would she do this? What action would she take? And then don't think, just do. The thought will catch up. And the next thing you know, you're going to be like, oh, I am this. Oh, yeah, I am. I've been acting like that for weeks now. We catch up. So that is what I have for you. I do have a challenge for you, and you will have challenges to work on each aspect of these 5 steps throughout the next month, but I'm not going to give it to you yet. I'm not going to give it to you yet. I'll drop it in the Facebook group tomorrow. Because today I just want you to be with this activation. I want you to allow yourself to feel it. I want you to see what comes up for you over the next 24 hours. Journal on it, talk to somebody about it, see what happens. See what comes up before you start to conceptualize it, before we bring in even more pieces. Be with it. See what comes up for you before I tell you anything. All right, I will stay on if anybody wants to. If anybody has any questions, any comments, any moments, feel free to share. I'll stay on for like the next 8 minutes or so. I did pretty good. This is like,
this
this is
full moon stuff.
Oh, yes. See? Okay. Thank you, Ashley. Full moon. Actually, Ashley, do you want to inform everybody on how, like, what you utilize the full moon for?
So the full moon is for letting go. So typically, like, I mean, you can create your own kind of rituals on it, but you usually, like, I'll create a list of things that I'm letting go, and things that don't serve me, stories I'm telling myself, people that might be an issue or whatever. And I mean, it's also a good time if you need to air out some grievances to write that down too. And then once you sit with that, you like light it on fire and essentially like let the fire and the smoke carry it away.
Amazing. Thank you. Yes. The moon, it's just such a fun way to connect with nature. To the nature and connecting to nature is one of the 4 pillars of personal evolution. And so we've got strengthen and nurture our physical body. We've got relationships, we've got our service to the world, and we've got our connection with nature. This connecting with the moon is one of the most beautiful ways to commune with nature and allow it to help you. Like, let it help you, right? We're always looking for ways, and it's such a powerful thing, like Ashley said, to connect, to allow yourself to release all the things that we were talking about on this call. What, as you go into tonight, and if you don't have time tonight, do it tomorrow, okay? There's no like crazy rules. But think about what in your life is causing constriction? What stories, what judgments, what is causing that constriction? And can we let that go? Can we let that go so that we can expand? You have to clear the runway first. So allow yourself to do that tonight. Thank you, Ashley, and I will actually drop in the Facebook group. I've got like 2 or 3 meditations specifically for the full moon of releasing different things. So I'll drop them into the Facebook group today so that you can use those as a guide if you would like. You may just know, and that's okay too. Just allow yourself to start writing. If you've never done this, your list might be 16 pages long. I got a lot of stuff to let go. That's why we do it every month. So it doesn't have to build up quite as much. Right. So thank you, Ashley, for reminding me of that. Anything else that anybody wants to, that's just on your heart that you feel like sharing? It's 11:11. Not for everybody, but powerful time for your I am statement. Everybody's good? Okay. Well, like I said, this is just the beginning. The activation, sit with it, be with it, let it hit. And then over the next month, the point is to start to work with it. It is only through a direct experience of something that true wisdom is gained. So I can sit here and give you all of this knowledge, all these things. And if you choose to conceptualize it instead of act on it, then it's going to be knowledge, but that's about it. It'll transform your life once you begin to experiment with it, which is why I've created challenges to go along with these calls. It's why there's a group that we get to come on, because the more and more that we can use our voice, the more vulnerable that we can, the more vulnerable we can be, the more we can put these things into action. That's when we get to quantum leap through so many things. So that's my commitment to you. You have to commit to yourself. So I would love, if you have anything that you want to share, feel free to share it in the Facebook group. And I will, or you can always message me or something. Yeah, all right. Well, I feel complete with that. So I love you all. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to see where this month takes everybody. Mwah.